Hi folks, and well done you for coming in our day. And I'll say it again, that just didn't happen. You've done everything you need to get you to this point, and so you have within you all the resources you need. You just have more confidence on them. We've been doing a series of short videos on anger, which is a lot of people might be feeling at the moment for a lot of different reasons. And Today, I just wanted to. We looked at how we can use a count to 10 method, and want to move on from that. That's a way of taking yourself out of the uh, confrontation where it is and taking responsibility to go away and find out what it is. But I just want to give one quick insight before we move on about how we might get rid of this, because that adrenaline comes. It's only meant to be temporary. We have to get rid of it, but get rid of it in a healthy way. So it is important we look at the stress factors, but equally, if we don't get rid of that adrenaline from our body and we hold on to it, it can actually cause us hypertension. It can raise your cholesterol levels. It can damage or block your arteries. It can aggravate heart disease. It can increase your susceptibility to infection, and it can intensify pain, give you headaches and sinuses, and even contribute to inflammatory disorders, because your body's not at ease. Your body becomes diseased. That that energy attacks your own body, so it is really important you get it out. And as I say, for young children, it is about throwing a tantrum to expel that energy and then feel exhausted or better after it and less likely to be angry. But for all of us, it's about finding our way of doing that. Now, you've probably seen some handouts we had on the Facebook around relaxation. So one of the ways of doing that is relax. Now, but for a lot of people, it's that physical exertion of that energy that needs to be done in our times. And again, we can still do it safely. It's maybe going out for a run or going to the gym and physically just taking it out of your body. But if we're not able to do that, then it is important. There's other mechanisms we can use, and some of that can be like actually squealing, screaming, like a child. But do it safely so as you don't annoy people. And so that can be under a pillow, in that way, just scream into it. We can actually use our breath. We can stand up and really suck in air deeply, and then take our time just blowing it back out again deeply as well. Um, we can physically punch things. Now, not people, there are things, but again, if you had a punch back, great. But if not, take an old pillow, take a mattress, and just pound the hell out of it. Again, make sure if you're going to do this that people know you're not going off your head and that you're not trying to cause them damage, because as we've already talked about anger, when people see us doing that, they get very frightened. They think that could be coming to them. So it needs to be very safe where you do this. You can actually, like a child that roars and squeals and shouts on, the floor, you can do an adult version of that and actually say, I am angry. And if you can identify what it is, say that, what it is you're angry at. You can actually use your voice, in that sense. You can actually sing loud. Now, I know I'm not advising people to go out in this current crisis in cars, but a car is a great cocoon, and if you're not driving, you pull up somewhere and it's isolated, you just roar and scream out, and exhale that. The thing, if you notice with children, is they expel all this energy and they get rid of it, and then they're calmer. And I suppose what we're tasked to do is find a way of expelling that energy, because as we've already said, if we don't, it'll stay, and it can attack our own body. But more importantly, if we hold on to that anger, we're more likely, if we don't dispel it, to come back in and be still in that heightened alert and respond very quickly to another trigger. And we talked about that some of those triggers can be. I know in the past I talked to one man who used to You know, come in, I used to just get like a bag of rubbish, without emptying it on the floor, just kind of push it on, and almost like a physical transfer of the energy into the bag onto the floor just to get rid of it. The whole point is that you don't hold that, because we talked about the fight or flight response. That energy is there built to you to or stand up to or run away from, to protect yourself, you know, from the perceived threat. And you know, and that's why we get this energy. But if we don't dissipate, if we don't get rid of that energy, then it could cause us damage. But in all times, you know, so as people don't think you are going off your head or that you pose them a threat, make sure that wherever you do it, it is safe, you know, and you won't be disturbed. But get rid of it. That's your own, as I say. Um, we use a count to 10 method. We talk to ourselves. We go then and get rid of this energy as best we can. And then, as we've camera, come back to that anger diary we talked about and begin to record what do you think got you to the point where you were angry. What were you thinking? What were you feeling? What were you doing? And you know, what did you think other people were doing? You're not in their head, so please don't guess what they're doing. I'm just asking you, be aware of maybe again the trigger points, what that is, and that all helps as we go on to understand what anger is. In the next series of videos, we look at what's called passive anger and aggressive anger. Both of them are indirect. They're sending messages without actually saying the right messages, and often that's because we don't understand them. But we'll just highlight some of the ways people do these things, without actually saying or taking time to think out what is actually going on and creating the space for that to happen. So I'll leave you there for now, and thank you again for listening. I will repeat again, because it's really important that we talk gently to ourselves, treat ourselves kindly and loving, and you know, for our own sake and for those that we love and care for, please talk gently, lovingly and kindly. Treat the people that we meet and are around, particularly in these times, in the house that we're in. Okay, I wish you peace for the rest of the day, and we'll talk tomorrow. Thanks for now.